Now, here's the host of KarKix, Bob Lang.
Ever wonder what it's like to take a car through the Scottsdale auction week? Mark was KarKix's version of American Pickers and plucked the perfect car for Scottsdale.
For KarKix, it's Mark Roman. We're in the bold, cold, central New Mexico mountains because we've got a car that we just found that we're taking to Scottsdale. And I'm going to tell you more about it coming up next.
KarKix would like to take a moment and thank A1 Storage, Reliable Transportation, Russo Steele Auction Company, and the volunteers and staff that got us to Scottsdale this year. Thanks from all of us at KarKix.
We're getting ready for Scottsdale, and you ought to see what we're going to take up there. You've got to go to the ball with the bell and look at this. It's a 2002 Porsche Boxster S.
It came from the estate of the author of the famous Dick and Jane books. And with only 3,375 miles, you knew it was going to be the belle of the ball. After Mark loaded her onto the reliable transport, it was time to check her over, get her secured down, say goodbye, and then get ready to take off to Scottsdale ourselves for the big event, Scottsdale Auction Week. Before we get too far telling you the story of taking your car to auction, we should tell you that Mark did his homework before purchasing the car. He evaluated the car, knew what the car was worth, both wholesale and retail, and looked for a car with a story. With all these auctions, each with their own character, diversity of automobiles and clientele, Mark was faced with the task of choosing which auction house would fit his car the best and what style of auction it should be, reserve or no reserve. Coliseum seating like Russo Steele, or large stage presentation like Barrett-Jackson. Mark, after careful consideration, chose Russo Steele, and in hindsight, his choice was expert. During auction week in Scottsdale, there are 5 to 6 auctions taking place at any given time. There's the Gooding auction with incredibly expensive and rare cars in a room full of millionaires and billionaires. The RM auction with an even bigger room full of even more millionaires and billionaires. One of the smaller but most sophisticated auctions was Bonhams. They sold Lady Astor's Rolls-Royce in a gentle atmosphere on beautiful grounds. And it was there that I ran into Donald Osborne and Wayne Carini. But that's not all. Bonhams saw some of the most amazing cars of the week. At Bonhams, even the valet parking was impressive. Let's join Mark at Russo Steele.
Oh, what a long day it has been. We loaded the car over into Harrison near Albuquerque. They shipped it over here. They unloaded it. It's right here. It's safe and sound. It's a 2002 Porsche Boxster S, and it's in speed yellow, and it's waiting for somebody else to have a new home for it. I tell you, it's been a process. Just to see how they take it off the vehicle, you're on eggshells as they're driving it over. Is anything going to happen to it? But no, they're the professionals. If you're ever going to ship something and you got something this nice and it goes vroom vroom, all you got to do is make sure that it's enclosed and have it come over here and it's safe and sound. But had a lot of interest and a lot of activity on the car, and you know, that's just the first day, so we don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. But man, somebody's going to eye this car and they're going to take it home.
When you bring your car to auction, of course, all the documentation is squared away. The car is inspected after it arrives, and now the wait begins for the moment the bell enters the ball. Now you have a choice. After all, it's auction week in Scottsdale. There is so much to see and so much to do. The temptation is to leave your car in the paddock and go see the sights. But the pros know this time before the auction is when the buyers come to see the cars, and when you need to be available for your car to answer questions, to show its unique features, to talk about its unique history, and to give the car the promotion and depth of understanding it deserves. Mark is there working the crowd while we tour the different venues. Let's take a look at some of the pictures and actions surrounding the Scottsdale Auction Week 2013. Now let's head back to Russo Steele and Mark Roman. Finally, it's the night of the auction, and the Porsche will be sold in the round Coliseum style at absolutely no reserve.
Well, what came first, the car or the shirt, huh? Anyway, yellow is kind of the theme tonight. It's speed yellow on the shirt and also on the car. Tried to sell it to the Steelers, they didn't want it. French's Mustard turned me down as well too, so it's on to Russo Steele. And it's just about ready to go through. Had a lot of activity on it, met a lot of people today from Canada. I would say 80% of the people that I talked to here at Russo Steele, they came out of the Great White North is where they came to get out of the cold and just to enjoy the ball. Man, it's just the Super Bowl of cars down here this week with all the auctions going on, and I tell you what, I'm excited because we've never done this before. We have never taken a car through the auction, but we're going to take this one and see what happens.
The pre-auction area, or staging area just before the stage, is busy as a beehive, with bidders inspecting the cars and talking to the owners. The excitement is building. This is where those truly interested in the car will make their appearance, and if not ask questions, at least hang around. The Porsche is scheduled to be auctioned around 9:15, but the auction is running late. Looks now like we'll be on stage at 10 or 10:30. This increases the tension level as you may or may not appear on stage after prime time, when some buyers who are more impulse-oriented may be either too imbibed or spent out to bid on your car. And then the moment came. Our belle of the ball made her grand entrance. The KarKix cameras on the floor and in the stands capturing the action. Mark knows just what to do. As the car rolls in, he toots the horn and flashes the lights to wake everyone up and make them aware of the beautiful Porsche that has just arrived. Stop your chit-chat, the belle has arrived at the ball. And then it begins. When the bidding stalled at $21,000, the tension level reached the highest level imaginable for the team. The Russo Steele bidder's assistants and auctioneer brought the room to the reality that this was a special car.
Hi, this is Wayne Carini from Chasing Classic Cars, and you're watching KarKix.
Hi everybody and welcome to KarKix. We're at the Scottsdale Auction Week. And now the exciting conclusion of our Porsche auction at Russo Steele with Mark Roman working the bidders on the floor. The bidding stalled at $21,000, but the auctioneer and bidder assistants got the crowd focused on the opportunity on the floor. And at that moment, Mark knew his homework paid off handsomely.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Mark took our bell to the sold paddock and began to prepare the car for his farewell.
I'm jumping up and down. Oh my gosh. You should see what happened. Come over and see this. It's gone. All the labor of love we started in the mountains over to Harris. We shipped it over here. I talked to the world today, and we are really, really happy with the outcome. But it's going to a great home. I think it might even be going to Canada. There's a ton of Canadians down here today looking for sweet cars, and it made somebody happy. I was just, you know what it was? It was my lucky shirt. Look at this. Look at this. It was the lucky shirt! So it pays to do your homework. You've got to have a good vehicle. You've got to know the market. You've got to pay attention to your customers and tell what's hot on the field right now. We found this back in May. We took a shot at it, and I tell you what, we couldn't be happier. Know what you're doing when you come to these auctions. There are so many cars around here, and you got everybody looking, but you gotta have something that's going to stand out. And yellow is the color of 2013. For KarKix, it's Mark Roman.
Great job, Mark. Let's take one last look around Scottsdale Auction Week.
Why $1.7 million from you in the back?
But I want it.
Join us next time for more KarKix. For Mark Roman, this is Bob Lang.